Alright, Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, the Ruwal, and Shalom, to you Arkim that are teaching this word around the globe with faith and truth and in sincerity. This is the brother Caleb from the GMS London Forecasters Camp, coming back at you with another lesson to hopefully edify the Lord's elect. As always, I'd like to start by saying that we are the real Hebrew Israelites. The real Israelites, these so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians and West Africans predominantly. However, you are going to get Israelites that do look like the other nations, because Israel as a people has been scattered amongst all people throughout our various captivities. But if your seed line by your forefathers goes back to the man in the Bible that was named Israel, then you too are an Israelite, no matter what you may look like, because the book of Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18 clearly states that your nationality is determined by the lineage of your forefathers. Okay? I've got an article here which puts a smile on my face in a weird way. It's from the Evening Standard. Now I'm going to have to be very careful about the way I word this. Okay, so it says, huge crowd descends on London's Chinatown for no questions asked jab and stab. I'm going to call it the jab and stab, okay? It says thousands of people descended on Chinatown in extraordinary scenes after a council promised a jab and stab with no appointment, NHS number or ID. Crowds gathered on the pavement outside a barber shop following an advert posted on the Chinese Information and Advice Center's charity website saying undocumented migrants were welcome to get a jab and stab at a specially appointed bus. Now you got to think about this, man. Why is Esau going out of his way to help undocumented migrants in this manner? Anybody using their head can see that this is a flipping setup for the they call it the okie doke. It's just a setup, and these simpleton people are walking straight into this thing. But it's their lot, man. It says the bus run by Westminster Council is an official service facilitated by the government and NHS, visiting different locations within the area. The CIAC said a jab and stab bus is available in London's Chinatown to offer free jab and stab to the community without appointment. You do not need to have an NHS number, any proof of address, personal identification. Undocumented migrants also welcome to stay safe, get jab and stabbed. It says jab and stabs can normally only be booked via the NHS website or a GP surgery. Jab and stab buses have popped up around the UK, with volunteer groups enlisted to help run them in areas where take-up has been low, such as in Luton and Bolton. However, the demand in Chinatown appears to be by far the highest seen so far. Anti-jab and stab Piers Corbyn, brother of ex-Labour leader Jeremy, turned up to lead a protest urging people not to get the jab and stab. A group of women chanted "Shame on you" at people on board the bus. Let's see what this video says.
So just arrived at Chinatown, where there's a special vaccination day today. No questions asked. You don't need to prove who you are. If you have any disabilities, if you have any health problems whatsoever, they are just vaccinating the people by the masses. This is the queue in the middle of Chinatown. There's no questions asked. This is a queue in for the vaccine that will kill them. This is all the people. They don't realise the hell. They have no questions asked. No questions. God help each and every one of them. I'll keep you informed. So just arrived at Chinatown, where...
Well, that speaks for itself. I don't need to say any more. To counter the fears, pamphlets were delivered through doors of local businesses a week before the arrival of the jab and stab bus to encourage people to attend. A spokesman for the North London Clinical Commission Group, which set up the jab and stab bus, said the offer of the jab and stab is available to people over the age of 30 and those in the priority groups as outlined by the JCVI Joint Committee on jab and stab, and you can read that word there. Getting a jab and stab is the single most important step we can take to protect ourselves, our families, and communities against jab and stab, and we remain committed to working with those in the local community to ensure that all those who are eligible can receive their jab and stab. So, I believe that's the end of the article. Right now in my head, I'm screaming Leviticus 19 verse 28. And it says, "Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am Yahweh." So, that's simple. Us Israelites, we're not supposed to be dealing with no jab and stab. But that was predominantly Moab who was lined up there. So who is Moab? Well, if we go to Genesis 19, around 35. Let's read from here. Let's find out who Moab is. Genesis 19 verse 30 says, "And Lot went up